Welcome back to Prime News on HLN. Buckle up for this one. A newlywed accused of hiring a hitman to kill her husband of 6 months. Remember this wild story? It's from August. Let's revisit it for you. Undercover policeman posed as a hitman, set up an elaborate ruse, the fake murder scene. Cops call her over, tell her, your husband's dead. Well, here she is, going to the crime scene. Watch her reaction as, again, she thinks hubby's long gone. Yeah, right. Cops, they said they had a hard time keeping a straight face through all this. She's denying everything. Cops say, obviously, it's fake. I'll let you be the judge here as we watch this. And today we're going to show you newly released video, her talking to the undercover cop who she thought was a hitman, police interrogation tapes, and we'll also have the money moment for you when she's at the police department and there's the husband alive and well. You got to stick around for that. Joining me to talk about this, Drew Finling, criminal defense attorney, also with us again, Steve Kardian, former police detective, and we'll take your calls. Come on, I know you want in on this one. 1-877-TEL-HLN's the number. All right, guys, before we dive in, let's listen to and let's watch some of this here. This is Dalia DiPolito in a car at a gas station with a person she thinks is a hitman. It's actually an undercover cop. She's talking about, oh, I'm tougher than I look, and they're having this back and forth. But at the end of the day, she is adamant. She wants Michael DiPolito dead. Let's watch.
There's no changing, no, there's no, like, I'm determined already. I'm positive, like, 5,000%.
5,000% sure. Drew Finling? I mean, they've got her 100 ways to Sunday. How are you defending her?
Well, first of all, the law requires 10,000%.
Okay.
So,
Good
and I was crying out of happiness that I'm not defending this case. But what's happening here is they have to establish, because it is all a ruse, okay? And so what the state has to establish is overt acts. And what that means is they have to get her to take steps towards the commission of this crime. Otherwise, there is no crime. And so what happens is they get her to exchange money, pictures, and that's what they do. I've done these cases before. What she's going to claim is she's going to claim entrapment. You can bet on that, okay? She's going to say, listen, I was just mouthing off to a friend, even though she's tried to do it before. I never would have really done this. But for the state or law enforcement getting me to take these steps, I would have eventually just chickened out. That's going to be her defense. You can bet on it right now. Go to Vegas, you'll make a fortune.
All right, and then you pointed it out. Let's lay it out for everybody. This is the third time that she tried to have him killed. Tried once with another hitman. That didn't work out. Number two, she tried to put antifreeze in the guy's Starbucks tea. And then here's number three, where police were ready for her. Steve, real quick, as you watch this, great police work. I mean, she walked into every trap, didn't she?
Yeah. The Boynton Police Department took some heat early on for this because of the sensationalism of it. But I said, wow, they must have a really good case if they're presenting it this way, and they do. Yeah.
Well, let's watch some more. Here's the shot again, and we'll talk about it. Her crying. Police say there were no tears actually coming out, but let's watch the Oscar-winning performance from Dalia DiPolito. Police have said, I don't know how you're keeping a straight face at this point, knowing what they know. We're going over this piece by piece. Let's go to the next. Hopefully, I think we have this video here. This is Dalia DiPolito as she's taken to the police station. We're not going to hear it, but it's a back and forth between her and a police officer who's questioning her and basically says, you wouldn't want to know, would anybody want your husband dead? Would you want him dead? And she's like, no, we're fine. Then they bring in the, again, undercover cop who she thinks is a hitman or thought it was a hitman, and she denies ever knowing this guy. Steve, again, it's just one after another against this lady. And they had it, I mean, have you ever seen such an elaborate plan from police where they had cameras at every turn?
It was pretty well orchestrated by the police department, and they got her good, and I don't think that there's going to be a jury that believes anything that comes out of her mouth.
Welcome back to Prime News on HLN. Continuing our conversation, this unbelievable story. The couple, basically newlyweds, and there she is, Dalia DiPolito, accused of trying to hire a hitman to knock off her husband. Well, it turns out the hitman was an undercover cop, and they have her at every turn, walking into every trap. We've showed you the video of her in the car talking with the hitman, again, who's a cop, saying she's 5,000% sure she wants this done, wants him dead. We showed you the fake tears at the alleged crime scene. We showed you her in the room there as they show her the gunman, says she never knew him before. Now the money moment. Let's show you this. So there she is. She still thinks husband's dead. And then in walks Michael DiPolito. Surprise, surprise, huh? Let's watch it.
Oh my God.
Here's what?
Come here, please. Come here. Mike, come here. Come here, please. Come here.
Can't sit
Oh
there.
my God, I'm sorry. Mike, come here, please.
Come here, please, Mike. And he's at this point, you know, who knows what's going on in his mind as he find it out just a few hours ago his wife wanted to kill him, or have him killed. Wow, what a scene that must have been. Steve Kardian, as you watch that, is that the reaction you'd expect? Because she didn't crack at that point. I mean, she stayed in character that, oh, you're alive.
Yeah, no, she's pretty determined, Mike. She wasn't going to give up anything. She was going to play it out to the end, and she did just that. She had the opportunity to renounce herself at the very end of that interview that police did with her, and she chose to give that $1,000 statement that she's 5,000% sure.
Yeah. Drew, is that something the defense will hang their hat on? Oh, look how she was so overwhelmed with emotion when she saw him.
Well, look, the defense, as I said, has no choice but to take the position of, you know, at what point do we not encourage people to commit crimes? Do we find out that John Doe is interested in robbing a bank, so do we send people in to encourage John Doe to rob a bank, even though it's going to be staged and fake with participation of actors and undercover agents, with burglaries and all kinds of other crimes? At what point do we just intervene with people and say, hey, you know, you need help or whatever? That's got to be the position, and I think they're going to use her response to show her mental state,
I got you,
whether it works or not.
Okay, let's get a call in. Paul's with us in Illinois.
Yeah, I think that a lot of it's probably motivated by money. She was probably trying to get a lot of money out of an insurance policy, and unfortunately her husband's probably the victim in the whole deal, you know?
Yeah, he says, a statement from his lawyer, basically he's still shocked about this whole thing, but as the husband pieces things together over their 6 months of being married, yeah, that there was money that was misplaced. He would give her money to pay the bills weren't being paid, and then he'd recently signed the house over to her. So yeah, this is about monetary gain, gaining a house and the like. Again, taking your calls, 1-877-TEL-HLN. Steve, I'll get your take on that as far as all the publicity this has gotten. Could this hurt the case at all, where someone's going to scream foul and say, oh, not a fair trial, everybody's seen all this?
Well, no, because I believe that the police have met all the requirements and sustained all the elements to obtain a conviction here. They have her wanting to kill her husband. They have previous events in which she attempted to kill her husband. And then they have here on camera making statements that back all that up.
Yeah, okay. Seems like they have her. Interesting conversation, guys. Steve, Drew, thanks again.